This is the Badger,
And this is Brew.
and welcome to episode 3 of the Fighter Share Report. Welcome back. Round 1. On my grind. This is your favorite segment, isn't it?
Yeah, on my grind, I like to get into it a little bit. We get to break down fighters, talk about who we like, who's on their grind, who's actually working hard to get to that strap. But since you served, I'm going to volley back to you. Who you got this week?
Wow. This week I have somebody that's actually became close to my heart when I started really doing some research on him. His name is D'Artagnan Crockett. One, I love the name because he was the leader of the Musketeers. So when I saw the name, it kind of triggered something. I'm a history buff. And two, he's visually impaired, which was kind of, it touched me because, well, we're going into that in later episodes.
Right, okay.
But he suffers from Leber's disease.
Okay.
And what Leber's disease is, it's a hereditary disease that affects more men than women, and it hits in the childhood, and it takes a lot of the energy from the eyes. And most people don't realize that the eyes use more energy than almost any body part.
Wow.
So it causes degeneration in the eyes over a period of time. And D'Artagnan lost his mother at age 8 and had to deal with Leber's disease.
Wow.
He started studying judo, and he is on the Paralympic judo team, the U.S. Paralympic judo team. He also ran track and field, but D'Artagnan has been winning medals for years. He took up judo in 2009. He was also a power lifter in high school and set a powerlifting record. D'Artagnan got into judo and quickly excelled, winning competitions, and then moved to Colorado Springs for the U.S. Olympic Training Center. Has been winning medals in regional and national and international competitions, as well as gold medals at the Paralympic Games, and competing in traditional games. So, D'Artagnan Crockett, you on my grind. I love the way he works. I love his hustle. I love the fact that he uses a disability and refers to it as this ability.
So let me get this straight. Mr. Crockett has a visual impairment.
Mm-hmm.
He's a ninja.
Mm-hmm.
And he has superhuman strength.
Yes.
Sounds like an Avenger or something.
He could be an Avenger or a Ninja Turtle. But he's he's phenomenal, man. I mean, I've gone to these games, the Paralympic Games. I've gone to just the standard visual impaired games, the Special Olympics. And when you look at these guys in wrestling and weightlifting and track and field, you can't see a disability when they're on the mat or they're competing, because it's all about working hard and being the best that you can be. And D'Artagnan truly is a light heavyweight, and he's the best that he can be. I mean, he is really phenomenal in his competitions, man. I salute him, and I hope one day we can get him on for an interview.
Well, absolutely. I mean, at this point, I don't even feel right adding my guy to the segment because that was really special. I mean, I'm having a moment almost, but not so fast.
It'll pass. It was gas.
On my grind this week, I got Eric the Outlaw Hunter. Outlaw is 21-3. He's fighting Lee Selby over in across the pond on April 9th for the featherweight strap. Now, Outlaw is a Philly guy. Something going on with these Philly guys and Haitians. I don't know what's going on. But at any rate, he was co-signed by 50 Cent. He was previously signed to Golden Boy Promotions. I don't know if he's still with them or not at this time. But Outlaw can scrap. Okay. I watched him drop Escalante about a year ago in the first round. Dropped him like twice or 3 times.
Wow.
Stopped the guy. 2 of his 3 losses came by DQ. So, I mean, we probably haven't seen the best of Outlaw.
Wait a minute. 2 of his 3 losses came by DQ?
Disqualification.
Like Andrew Galata?
Probably not like Andrew Galata. I don't think so. At any rate, he's fashionable. He's savvy. I like this guy. I like what he represents in the ring. He has that dog factor that I like to talk about. He does remind me of Terrence Crawford because he's a good boxer. Okay. He brings the fight to you. He's good with both hands, better as an orthodox fighter than coming from a southpaw stance. But he can really scrap. I'm a fan. I can't wait to see him against Lee Selby in April. They're really hyping up Selby. Selby's talking a lot of trash over across the pond. And Outlaw is leaving Philly to go over there into his hometown, across into a different foreign land, to take the belt. Kind of like what Terrence Crawford did when he went across the pond a year ago and took the belt. So, good luck, Outlaw. Hope you come back with the strap, make Philly proud.
They're going to
That's what I
close the
got.
borders if we keep doing this.
I mean, if Trump becomes president, the borders already be. You know what?
I'm
Never
done.
mind.
From the Outlaw to D'Artagnan, we're on our grind. We'll be right back with something special. Stick with us on the Fighter Share Report.
Okay, that was good.
Welcome back in round 2, and this is our featured interview. Who do we have on Skype?
We got Coach Pete White out of Port Orange. Coach, how you doing today, man?
Doing very well.
We want to thank you very much, Coach, for coming on. It's an honor to interview you, sir.
It's an honor to be with you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, we want to jump into it. My partner over here is a student of the game, so I ask more, I guess, surface questions, but he's going to dive in deep. I've always wanted to know, what would lead someone to want to be a trainer?
It's tough. My son actually got me into it, wanting to be a fighter, and I tried to discourage him against it. But once you start helping these kids out and everything, it's just one thing leads to another, and then next thing you know, my fighters, I have a whole gym full, and they're like my kids, all of them, and I look out for them and do whatever I can, and they're just all a part of my heart, so you get suckered in that way.
Understood.
So, Coach, how long have you been over doing your thing over on that side over in Port Orange? How long have you guys been running the Pete White Boxing and MMA gym over on that side?
Kitchen, so we just opened a much bigger spot. We were in another gym for a while. I trained out of another gym prior to that. So we've been bouncing around, but we finally nailed down our final location where we're at now, and it's really solid because it's much bigger and it holds all of our fighters. But it's been about 4 years, I believe, 3 to 4 years on this side over here pushing it. So it's all finally coming together, and we got our own big home for all of our fighters now. So
When you're running your own gym like that, Coach, does the business aspect of it take away from the teaching aspect?
I suppose it might for some. My gym, as long as it stays open and my guys have a place to train, that's my primary concern. I'm not trying to make a living at what I do. I have a regular job just like everybody else. So I work my regular job. I get up at 5 in the morning. I work. I come home. Sometimes I don't even come home. I go right from my other job right to the gym. I get there at 5 in the evening, and then I train there until 7, 8 o'clock at night. Come home and do it all over again.
Wow.
Yeah, Coach, it sounds to me like you're just as dedicated as the fighters. We might have to get you in the ring and see what you got, man.
But I never really was a fighter. I never did much in the fight game. I just got into this whole coaching thing, and that's just how it's turned out to me. And it started off with a few kids in the amateurs, and we started with some MMA work, and then the kids from MMA started winning belts, and we took all kinds of titles in that. Then it turned into the pro game with the pro boxers. Now it's the pro MMA fighters. So we've got quite a slew of fighters that are in our camp, and pretty blessed from pro boxers to pro MMA fighters, and we got a great amateur circuit too.
Now that's awesome, Coach. Now just to get into a little bit of the meat and potatoes, you just said that you have a pretty full stable over out of your gym. Now April 2nd, we're a little bit familiar with one of the guys that's going to be on the card. Mm-hmm. For those that don't know about Kenman, can you please give us a little background on it?
Kenman, Kenman's a great kid. He's been with me the longest probably. He's stuck by me and vice versa for a long time now. He had 17 amateur fights. He won the Florida Golden Gloves He won. He took second in the state for Florida, going to the Nationals. And, he's won numerous fights. He only lost one, and it was a decision in the Golden Gloves, a split decision. He lost, so he didn't get to go to Nationals. But he's been around. Kid's tough, man. He's got some chin on him, and he's got a jab that just works for days. So he looks like Larry Holmes.
Got to see him spar against and some organizations have Hot Rod ranked in the top 10. Got to see Kenman spar against Hot Rod and prepare him for a fight. And the way he moves, man, he's never out of position. And I was watching that jab. Looks like he's going to really go a long way, Coach. Looks like you're doing really wonders with him.
So you were there for that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be upright, man. He's had some layoffs, he's had some troubles, and picked him up and picked him down, but he's never given up. He's never fallen back to the system or anything, and I'm really proud of this kid. And he'll go far. We just got to keep him busy. Once we keep him busy, he'll fall into his groove and he'll do the right thing. So he's working right now. He's doing a lot of work with Craig Duncan. Getting good sparring from Craig as always. Craig's always, he's like family to me, and he helps out Kumon a lot. And we'll be heading back over there, get some more work, hopefully with Silky and maybe Hot Rod here soon too.
All right. Coach, we'd love to have you back on. We thank you so much for coming on and doing this interview. I know it's late on a Sunday, but thank you. Thank you so much.
It's a privilege, man. And I'm really thankful to have you guys doing this thing, for not just for helping me out tonight, but for having what you're doing for all these fighters and stuff out there. It's a great privilege and it's an honor, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart looking out for these kids.
Thank you, and we'll see you on April 2nd.
April 2nd, we'll be in the winning corner with you, Coach. We'll catch up with you soon. Thank you.
Yep.
God bless.
God bless. Have a great night.
You too.
And we're back. Round 3.
Round 3.
Everybody's favorite segment, Punch Counter Punch Brew. What we got today, brother?
Today I want to talk about NCAA boxing. Have you heard about it?
A little bit, not too much.
Really, you shouldn't have, because the NCAA banned sanctioning boxing in 1960. It ran it from 1924 to 1960. There was at the NCAA finals in 1960. They said that a boxer died after his fight, so the NCAA got rid of boxing. The National Collegiate Boxing Association, which I participated in at USF, picked up in 1976 and started sanctioning college boxing. And then the USBA decided it was going to kind of be the parent body in 1980. The problem with this is there are no scholarships. The NCAA was able to offer scholarships. And the real reason why I believe they dropped it, they said it was waning interest. Colleges started pulling out and putting money into other sports. But I believe the NCAA should offer boxing again at the collegiate level, because it would give a lot of opportunity to guys who are out boxing, minorities who are boxing, who otherwise aren't good at basketball, aren't tall enough, aren't good at football, aren't quick enough, aren't good at these other sports, but they can fight. They're in the gyms, they're staying out of trouble. They may not have the facilities to excel at other sports, but they can excel at boxing. So my punch is NCAA needs to sanction boxing again. Keep it as a collegiate sport and offer scholarships to these guys and women who are out here boxing in the amateurs, who could otherwise be gaining an education to go along with their pugilistic skills.
Sounds interesting. I don't know, but I'm going to take a stab at this one. How about we live in a capitalistic society and promoters can make a whole lot of money getting guys before they get to that level? I mean, why would I want a kid to go to college, train, possibly become a better fighter depending on where he goes to school, because that will determine, how much he improves, just like any other sport. Mm-hmm. Secondly, if I can keep you, in so many words, in the blind, then that works for me. I can milk the system, I can milk the business and get more money from you that way. Going to college is an avenue for an education, which means you're probably going to come out better than when you went in. And if you're going to come out on the more astute side of the game, then I probably wouldn't want you to do that. So I look at it as old money, old business. If I'm a promoter, I probably want you to stay out of that.
I got you. But are the promoters in with the NCAA? Are they affiliated anywhere with the NCAA? The NCAA sanctions bull riding, bowling, fishing. You have promoters that are making money in these organizations, in these sports with young people. Yet they still sanction these sports so they can go to college and earn a diploma to better themselves. Doesn't get them out of the sport.
Right.
It does make them a little more astute, but it also makes them better equipped, and they usually stay in it a little bit longer because they're able to handle themselves better. That's my punch. What's yours?
Well, I mean, I don't really have one, but look at what they did with the NBA. I mean, they're making guys go to school for at least a year. So, I mean, there is a method to the madness. I do feel like we have...
They don't go to class. What's your punch this week?
Hey, look.
Carmelo, what book did you open that year you spent at Syracuse?
We don't know, but he got credit for opening something.
Okay.
My punch, counter punch this week is relationship building. Everybody wants a hug. Listen, we're in combat sports. There are no teams. I just feel like a lot of guys are afraid of competition. And it starts with this new generation. Guys like building alliances. He's my friend. I'll never fight him. Oh, we're bosom buddies. I'll never fight him. Oh, we was in kindergarten together. I'll never fight him. Stop it. This is fighting. There are no friends. I heard one boxer say explicitly, look, I don't have any friends in boxing. At least not in my weight class, because guess what? You may be in front of my check one day. You may stop me from getting my money. He may have been.
Okay.
So the way I see it, stop aligning yourselves with teams. Everybody can't be your brother. Your mom ain't had that many kids. Okay? Let's get to the nitty gritty, get down to business, and let's fight. Let's make these fights happen and stop hiding behind relationships.
Before the Haitians get mad at me, he really was a Haitian boxer. I do believe that you have a point. Though valid it may not be, because I do understand from a business standpoint why, if we're in the same weight class, which obviously visually would never happen,
Not at all.
but if we're in the same weight class and we grew up together and we trained together, it would be financially beneficial for both of us, marketing-wise, to win titles in different divisions and different organizations and not fight each other. The promotional tours we could go on, the marketing aspect as far as magazines, commercials. I mean, we could really form an allegiance, and when we show up and defend both of these titles at the same event on the same night, that draws a bigger crowd.
So who's the better fighter?
It doesn't matter, we both have titles. We're both making money. And we're competing against other people who aren't us.
At the end of the day,
Klitschko.
At the end of the day, it's a pride thing. Who's the better fighter?
At the end of the day, it's a bank account.
Well, that too. But mano a mano, I'm better than you.
Let me ask you a question.
So,
how many people want to get their face bashed in for a living for pride versus money?
I don't know. There's a lot of them out there that ain't never made no money. They still love doing it.
But they're still hoping to make money.
We'll see. That's punch, counter punch. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to round 4. This is Watchlist. Looking forward to this one. I'm going to throw it to the Badger on this one.
On my watch list this week, I got Rico Van Horfen.
Who?
Yeah. Rico Van Horfen.
So we have a Spanish and a Dutch name.
That's what I said.
He's Dutch.
But he's 6'5", 250.
He's all right then.
And he's the #1 rated gory kickboxer on the planet. But get this. He says he's ready to take on the top MMA guys. He's 48-10 as a kickboxer. 1-0 as a boxer and 1-0 in MMA. He's been training with adults since he was 16. Kind of like Canelo has been pro since he was 15. This guy's been training with adults since he was 16 years old because of his size.
Okay.
One's rumored that he dropped the Klitschko in the sparring session.
Whoa.
That's just what they said in the streets over there in Europe. I wasn't there, I don't know. That's what the people said. But he's on my watch list because if he transitions over to MMA, he's going to bring a big following with him. And he's going to also bring a big punch and a big kick because the guy can tangle. And he's very agile, quick on his feet, and he's very cerebral. He's been doing this for a while, has an awesome record, and is the #1 rated kickboxer on the planet in the heavyweight division. So, MMA guys, if you're over 205, be on the lookout because this guy says he's ready. And, they don't make much in glory kickboxing, so he's ready to cross over and get some of the MMA money.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
But he's 48-10, bro. People keep losing. They look at the 48, but they don't look at the 10.
What is kickboxing, bro? I mean, let's be honest. You can't block too many of them kicks.
Yeah, they do get through.
If they get through and they coming with the thunder. So, it ain't like blocking a cross or a jab. You get hit one of those, you going to sleep.
And I guess he's 38 ahead. All right.
Versus 10 down. So
What's his name again?
Rico Van Horfen.
Van Horfen.
Dutch. Go
Dutch.
figure. Who you got?
I have Mark Anthony Reyes. And
Dude.
I know I said I would not put somebody on the list who only made their professional debut.
Right.
But I put him on there because as an amateur he was a beast. And the guy who you have a man crush on supports him and boosts him up and says he's going to be the next great pro. The next great pro. And look at his mechanics. He fought at the a la carte pavilion in his debut fight. The guy he fought was no match for him. None. Knocked him out first round. Mechanics are tight. Feet's tight. Movement's tight. His head's on straight. He's dealt with a lot of adversity in his life. He's been training with adults since he was like 12, 13. He sparred with Silky when he was 14 or 15. The guy is a beast.
You're a homer.
No, I'm not. I'm not from here. I'm from Baltimore.
He's a homer.
Don't. Anyway, Mark Anthony Reyes. Watch out for him. They're trying to get him on the April 2nd card over in St. Pete. We were just talking Kenman. We were talking in the interview earlier.
Right.
Kenman's going to be on that card. Watch out. Mark Anthony Reyes is supposed to be on that card. Watch out for him, man. He's not your typical debut fighter. He's a good kid, good size, solid jab, great mechanics. I'm telling you, he's one of the few people I will put on here with a 1-0 record, with one knockout. But I am saying, watch out for him.
You know what? I hope he's probably the only person you put on here with a 1-0 record. Jeez. And speaking of man crush, hey,
I would want to say you had it.
I would tread lightly because last time I checked, you was auditioning to be a part of Sammy's Biker Club with that vest you got on today. Last week.
Wrong type of vest. No.
It's the same
I wasn't
thing.
auditioning to be in Sammy's Biker Club. I said I thought the vest was cool.
So you wore
that
one
the
today?
bikers are wearing. I didn't wear one because of that.
I can't tell.
You don't have to tell. You're wrong on this one. So, Watchlist. Watch him be wrong again. We'll be right back with the wrap up.
Wrapping up.
Wrapping up. And take that as advice. Wrap it up. Welcome back to the wrap up. Time to tie this show together. It's been a good show, Badger.
Yeah, man, we moved through it pretty quick. We got a really good interview with Coach Pete White over there.
Yeah.
I would just like to thank him and good luck to him and all his fighters in the upcoming card in April 2nd in St. Pete.
Thank you, Coach.
So, appreciate it.
And D'Artagnan, Crockett, we'll be looking out for you.
I don't know how much looking D'Artagnan's going to be doing, but you did call me Ninja Turtle. So let's not do that. You're an Avenger. You're a hero in my eyes, D'Artagnan. You're not a Ninja Turtle.
I looked up to the Ninja Turtles as a kid. Most people did. Maybe not you, but most people did. Ninja Turtles were cool.
They was alright.
And
They was cool.
They were heroes.
The movie sucked.
Yeah, it did. But the cartoon was cool. Anyway, D'Artagnan, I support you. And I'm telling you, being visually impaired and doing what you do, keep grinding. Keep grinding. And the Outlaw,
Eric Hunter. Yeah.
hey, as long as you can keep from getting DQ, he says you're going to be all right.
And we got to start getting some Philly followers. We show Philly way too much
Way.
love. I think every episode so far we've had a Philly fighter.
I don't think you can show Philly too much love. Have you been there? It's a great city. It's a great city. You got to be able to fight even when you're on the train. But it's a great city.
Never been to Philly.
I love it.
Looking forward, maybe get a cheesesteak or something.
We're going back to Pat's. I love it.
Pats. Pats. We're endorsing Pats now. Thank you.
It's the shades. It's got to be the shades. Great show, man.
Yeah, as always.
In the watch list, I want y'all to pay attention to that each week. Support these fighters.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And we thank you for supporting this show. And man, after last week's show, the championship rounds. Y'all gotta tune in
Yes.
to the championship rounds.
It all goes down in the championship.
It does.
Like
It
going
really
down
does.
in the DM, go down the championship
It does.
rounds. Y'all make sure y'all check that out.
Yes.
And make sure you tune into this week's championship rounds because it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about this vest. We're going to talk about that.
Really? And we're gonna talk about why Hawk wants to know why he can't have his shades back. We'll see you next time. Episode 4. We'll be coming at you in the Fighter Share Report.